Hello. Just getting everything in the right spots. Unfortunately, when you stream with your phone, it is very hard to see if everything is in the right spot so you all can see everything. So do you want to move that around this way so I can see it, please? But, well, then you need to grab the foils, please, so you can pick colours. So I'm just heating up the GoPress on foil. I have a whole bunch of foil press dies and spellbinders, glimmer foils, not foils, dies. I have couture creations at the wazoo. I have the new grid that comes on the GoPress and foil too, so that I have a embossing plate and a cutting plate. As I've already cut into this one, that's going to be my cutting plate, and then this one will be just for embossing. And I have new dies out the wazoo, but I also want to see if I can get these letterpress plates to actually work as you would with an embossing folder. And I thought, rather than, nope, they're not stuck together. I thought they might be stuck together. I was hoping they were stuck together because I thought if I could leave them all together, I could just then trim them out, but they're all apart. I have some Poppy Crafts dies that I got off Craft Online, but they come in these nondescript packages, which is weird.
Hello, Melinda.
Hi, Melinda.
I'm now cold.
I think I possibly have two of the same die, but I have to find the other one. And then I can send it to you, Melinda. It's a Get Well one. I bought some off a Facebook seller, off a Facebook seller, and she sent me the wrong one. It was supposed to be a different Get Well, and she sent me the same Get Well. So it was supposed to be Get Well Wishes, because my mum gets mad when I make ones that just say Get Well. So she was supposed to send me that one, and I think she sent me that one. So I think I have that twice. Let's have a look. I have tons. There we go. So if you don't have a Get Well, Melinda, I can send you one of them if you want it.
She also said I should find mine.
I had to do a quick refresher course on how to do things. So I have some instructions, not many, but a few instructions to start with, because I haven't played with this since the last time I got it out, and I thought I could foil a bunch of things and have them ready to go. I also wanted to use my new Spellbinders ones. I bought these off in a Facebook group as well. I know the lady is on the Spellbinders design team, so she's often selling Spellbinders stuff. So I thought I would grab some.
No, I don't have a Get Well thing.
Well, I'll put one of them away for you. Now let's see if I know which one's the new one.
Show me.
Okay, I know which one's the new one. It's that one. Well, it's easy because the other one isn't in the right spot. It's been used. So I'll put the new one aside for you. I've got some scissors. Now the foils in the back of here, I'm pretty sure are doubles. Miss Assistant has the foils, so she's in charge of colour selection today. I do still have a few small bits of this cardstock cut up, and I think, cut some bigger pieces of this. So, now they have two shims. They have this really thick, can't bend it, heavy shim, and then there's this thin shim that Spotlight has had on sale for $7. So I have a couple of these now because this is the one I stole from my e-bosser. Hi, Bella.
Hi.
I waved, but you know, you wouldn't have seen it because I'm nowhere near the screen.
And I'm half not paying attention.
So, the one thing I am missing is my mat. I have no idea what I've done with that. And this little pack also came with a couple of extra dies, but it came with the lid, the thick metal shim, and the 2 dies, and it's actually more economical to buy it that way. But I'm not going to lie, I actually have the GoPress and Foil 2 on lay-by because Spotlight had them super cheap. I don't know why I'm moving that. I need to move the box so I can actually turn the handle. And they're on clearance, and I lay-byed one because I do have a few issues with my GoPress one, which I should have contacted them about, and I haven't. Life just got in the way. I have a couple of these shims, so I just thought because I can't find my mat, I would just use that for now because I've hidden it from myself. I'm sure I saw it a couple of weeks ago, but I kind of decided to go live last minute and I had to eat, and then I was watching refresher videos and no idea what I'm doing. So these are cut and foil. And pretty sure, hang on, let's look at my hastily written instructions. Shim, die, foil, cutting lid. So shim just means thin shim. So I'm going to put that on there so it can start heating up because we only just put this on. I should have had it heating up already, but again, life. I was running around like a headless chicken. And I was also cutting a nice thick stack of cardstock wherever I hid it from myself.
No, I know.
It's all beside me.
I haven't paid attention.
So I just cut all of this up while I was waiting for my phone to charge. So we have some stuff to play with. I also pulled out a couple of my alcohol ink backgrounds from the other week. And these are the ones that I swiped on the desk, and then this is one that just hasn't worked all that well. It still has the big lumps and that in it, and I thought I could use maybe one of the background dyes or something over the top of them. They all have their colours on the top.
Yes, but I don't know exactly what colours they are because I have to actually physically mentally look at them.
Okay. So what I thought I would start with maybe is some sentiments.
Oh, then it has to be gold or silver then.
Not necessarily, it can be any colour. So I've got some cut and emboss birthday wishes and some stars. We don't need a Merry Christmas right now.
Well, I wasn't going to open them. It already has a window where I can look through and see what colours they are.
Pass the box here. I'll show everybody what I've done with my foils.
Well, I was responding to Melinda's.
I have a label maker.
Which is, I don't know where it is.
I can't remember what brand it is off the
know.
top of my head, but
I
it's
know.
a blue one and it's long and skinny-ish.
Is it a
But
Casio? I don't know.
no, it's not a Casio.
I don't know then.
So I have labelled all the top of my foils, but I have also labelled inside my foils. I don't know if you can see that. We'll see in a second.
Yeah, I
There's a
can see
little
that.
label inside with the name on it as well, because if the boxes get wrecked, then I can throw them out. But the main reason I kept the boxes is because if you can see this is already getting beat up a little bit. So keeping them in the boxes keeps them a bit nicer. because I tend to wreck things very easily. Uh-oh.
Cat, go away. Hang on. I know something that'll make you happy. I'll fix it. There you go. Ow.
Maybe the butterfly as well. I don't. I've got to have more of the cut and foil sentiments. I have baby ones, but I'm not sure where I've put them. They are, I think, either right next to me or in my dining room. But not where they should be in this pile of stuff. I had planned to use them for something, so I'm just trying to find ones that are all cut. So we have some iridescent gold shavings. And we've already lost a die. Doing well. Oh, and we have rainbow.
That's that you off. Can I go get my chocolate?
Yes, you can go and get your chocolate. I heard it land on the plate, but I don't. Is that it? Yep, I got it. I actually, from the other night when I was doing the unboxings, I actually worked out that the paintbrush was a travel paintbrush, the one that I thought I didn't have half of. So I had to just pull the two pieces together. Now, I've lost half the paintbrush again, and it happens to be the half with the brush on it. I dropped it, and it landed on the floor somewhere.
I got my chocolate now.
Is this heating up?
I don't know, you haven't used it in a while.
No, I haven't, and it doesn't seem to be. Oh, of course it's not heating up. Somebody forgot to press the button. I forgot it had an on button. Wah, wah, wah.
That's what it's all about.
Okay, now I've done it. I've got to get the lid back on it. Okay, now it will heat up. Oh, I didn't stick that in properly. Get everything in there.
And I've got my chocolate, so it's okay. And it's frozen chocolate.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. You've got gold shavings. What colour should I do it on?
Black.
Black? Okay. Miss Assistant has spoken. And then I threw the cardstock on the floor. We're doing well. I'm fumble fingers today. Perfect. Okay, let's grab a piece of this out. I have just used regular everyday tabs on these. Nothing special. They're just, I got them super cheap from the reject shop. So that's what I'm using. And because these are cut and emboss, I don't need to cut the corners off it.
Is the light meant to be flashing red?
Yes, it's heating up. It is actually heating up now, and it'll take a little while to heat up. What am I missing, kid?
What?
What am I missing? I can't read the comments.
Not missing much.
No, not too organised. There's so many parts around that are not organised. I did start colouring a few dyes the other day though. One thing I noticed about their colours was a lot of them are in the wrong box or have the wrong names on the boxes or whatever. They're just not boxed right. Like I would get a brown that would be in a purple box or something like that. It was very weird. And I had to actually go through my orders and work out which ones were which so I could put the right names on them, hopefully. Oh, here we go. This one's called the rainbow one is actually called Rainbow Bands, and on the back of it is called Green and Gold Foil Gradient Mirror Finish. So that's not green and gold foil. So someone stuck the wrong sticker on the back of this one. So that was fun. But I got there in the end just to make it a lot easier for myself. So now we're waiting for this to heat up because I forgot to press the button. As you do, because I forget things. Actually, while we're waiting, I'll stick it there. Let's get some rainbow. And make some rainbow stripes. Look, might as well do something while we're waiting for it to heat up. It's boring just watching nothing. And I'm going to alternate stripes. Well, of course now it heats up, but that's okay. We'll finish this first.
Well, Bella said I saw your video where you were saying the colour names don't match when you first bought them.
That was so long ago, I barely remember it. Oh dear.
I made the cat happy. I sent all of our cousins Netflix recommendation.
Okay.
I sent it against my hair was Kath and Kim.
Who just sent that to? Miss Assistant's been watching Kath and Kim.
I'm already up to the second season. And
She only started yesterday.
last night. That's what I was watching when you were out like a lot. I was still up until like 4 a.m. 5. No, then it got to.
So I'm not going to do a full halfway. I'm just going to do partially part of the way. Cut off all the excess. I shouldn't use these scissors for this. I should be using my non-stick scissors.
I know where they are.
I do that down there. Cat hair. She's sitting on a chair at the moment, so hopefully she doesn't decide to help tonight. Because she does like to.
Melinda said I haven't seen Kath and Kim for years. I have been to Fountain Gate Shopping Centre, featured in the series.
So has anybody else tried the...
Bye.
That went well. I was aiming for the bin and just dropped it on the floor. Definitely got a case of the dropsies today. Has anybody else tried the hot cross bun M&Ms?
I was going nowhere near them.
I ate them all, so they're all gone now.
Good.
They were a bit weird.
Yeah, maybe I have to see.
But I didn't actually get any hot cross buns, so I had to eat something. And so I'm going to grab the rainbow bands, which I haven't actually opened before, so I'm going to have to find a thing for it.
What? Wait, I'm confused. What are you doing?
I'm foiling.
Bella said no, not tried them, but they sound good. I love hot cross buns. And then
They were very cinnamony. Yep.
And then Melinda said no, hadn't heard of them. And
Oops.
Crafty Kazza said hello everyone, not sure if I missed much.
No, you haven't missed much yet. I forgot to press on for my GoPress and foil, so we were waiting for it to heat up. And while we were waiting, I just decided that I was going to do some rainbow stripes with 2 different sizes of tape, if I can get these to come up. I probably should have used my burnisher first. That's better. So I could alternate the stripes and do one plain one and one rainbow stripe, but I just thought I would go this way. It's actually the first time I've done one like this. I've done like one stripe before, but I've never tried to add multiple stripes. Just trying to get anywhere I missed, which isn't very much, thankfully. That's pretty cool. That's the first time I've tried doing that properly. I think it's actually the first time I've done it with the GoPress foil. I've done it with the hot foil before.
Well, Melinda said didn't know you could foil with tape. Pretty.
Yep, you can. If you have the big sheets of double-sided tape, you can die cut it and foil it. So that's pretty cool too. Pretty much foil anything. Okay, now we're hot. Let's try this. I'm not sure there's enough pressure on there to cut. Definitely didn't cut them. So I need some shims to cut, or I've used the wrong plate. So I'm going to have to do one at a time now because I've messed it up. So I'm going to need to, that one's stuck on.
Can I foil Alexa's naughty bunny? He's trying to dig into plastic text carrier, so yeah.
So I need to find my tape. I didn't think that far ahead. Miss Assistant, can you do me a big favour?
Okay, I'll pause TikTok.
He's watching TikTok. Could you go to the top of the stairs and in a box right up against the bathroom wall, there's a couple of boxes. Can you grab me some of the post-it tape, please? Because I don't know where mine is. I've buried everything. I've got a million projects on the go beside me and don't know where anything is. Videos I should have filmed already. So while she's doing that, I can stick a few more in and then I'll be able to...
Wait, what am I looking for again?
It's a box.
Yeah, a box with little boxes inside of a box.
No, there's just one box. It's near the bathroom wall. It's a cardboard box. It's a grey one, and it's a small one, and it has
Tape.
Post-it tape rolls in it. You know, the one with the yellow sides. Oh no. My cat's actually behaving. She's asleep on a chair. Actually, I might leave that one. Right next to the bathroom wall.
There's a blue one, there's a brown one, there's a white one. I found those right from my face.
Is it the open box?
It's open.
Okay.
This is open.
Okay. Can I have one, please?
I just dropped the whole thing down here because if it drops on the ground, I can't get it.
Okay. So I've got a brand new post-it tape. Just going to pull this bit off it.
Whoa.
And see if I can find the start of it.
Now I can get watching TikToks. I don't do them. I just watch them.
Okay, so I'm just... Ouch. Must be hot. Making sure they're in the right spot. You can feel when they're in the right spot or not. And then I'll run these through with a couple of shims. I just have to find my shims. They're all still in here from last time. It did feel really loose, so I'll try with a couple of shims. I just feel like the thick plate is going to be far too thick. So shims first, and then we see. I'll read my instructions again. Hot foil. No, hot foil. Shim, dye, foil. It didn't say a thick shim. It just said a shim. So, But I have a very old cuttlebug. I've had this cuttlebug about 15 years, so, or 13 or 14 years. So it's very old, and it doesn't have probably as much pressure as a new machine. So I still haven't seen if it goes through my e-bosser, which of course is a cut and emboss now, not an e-bosser anymore. Well, that feels a little bit better. tape sticking to everything. So I don't want the foil to come off yet. No, they haven't quite cut all the way through, so I think I need to try with the thick shim. So no, that's too heavy. Let's get that out of the way. Grab the thick shim. Put these all back on again. Take away the paper, the shims. They moved. Do I know what I'm doing? No, can you tell? Okay, let's try it. Just try with one. Now it's not going to be hot up enough just yet because I only just put that shim in. Are you working on your classes, Melinda? Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. For some reason, I think you're not supposed to use the thick shim with these, but I'm going to try it anyway because mine's not cutting with the thin one. And 4 shims, because they were 2 cardstock pieces folded over. Not thick cardstock though. Let's see how that went. Oh dear, now we've made a mess.
Alice, I didn't make it. Well, that's tomorrow's problem, actually.
So let's take with sympathy out. It's usable. It's not perfect, but it's usable. Now it did start to cut these out, so I'll probably be able to cut them ones out to get them out.
I'll pass cleaning up. I'm responding to Melinda.
Again, should have grabbed my tiny scissors for this, but these ones are right next to me, so they'll do.
Plus, I'm also not paying attention,
So I think I'll try that again, but I'll try it with, okay, I'm going to leave that one for now because it's got the antenna and stuff. I'm going to try that again, but I'm going to try it with this shim this time.
So are these 10 gigs of the 33 that I've gotten? Or the 30? Oh wait, did I get 30? The bonus data?
Yeah, if I drop out, we have internet issues, so that's why Miss Assistant has to keep an eye on the video, because
it's still going, it's fine.
If it drops out, I'll have to use my data.
I have heaps of it. I have 50 gigs. Or 60. However many 3 gigs I have. Well,
Only just big enough.
I stopped using the Wi-Fi. I was like, stop it. I'll just use my data.
Okay, I'm just going to let that heat up again just to make sure, because I only just put the cardstock on there. That's the words I'm looking for. There we go.
I've only used a gig.
So I've got to run it through slowly. And then run it back through slowly. And one of them moved. It cut it out, but it only foiled part of it because the foil die moved. But at least they cut out this time. If only I could grab the edge. But it didn't foil properly. So I can see that that has not foiled. So I'm going to place them back in. Where's the butterfly? I thought the one shim would be enough. I'm going to let that heat up. These foiled better, and these are the ones that didn't work properly.
Alexis says hello.
Hello, Alexis.
Hi. I've only used 8 gigs.
I got a nice Easter surprise yesterday, although I've eaten one of the eggs. So there was another egg in here.
And I did too, but I've eaten everything apart from the lollipop.
My sister, Miss Heavenly Imaginings, made me a nice Easter basket, and Miss Assistant one too. Oh, this is Miss Assistant. No, this is my Easter basket. I was confused. So we have some paper and some stickers, and then we have some stickers laid up to make a topper. There was 2 Cadbury eggs, 2 eggs filled with lollies. One has love hearts, and this one has gummy bears, and then we've got a lollipop. And then Miss Assistant has the Happy Easter sticker, and she had pink eggs and another decorated topper.
Yeah, so I ate everything.
So that was a nice surprise. I slacked and didn't get anyone anything for Easter.
We got me chocolate.
Yes.
Which is all in a bag that's free. But it's melting.
Miss Assistant got 3 Cadbury bunnies.
I need to put this in the freezer.
And she broke them all up and put them in a snaplock bag.
Oh, I can't break this one section. Oh crap. Melinda said they look nice on the black cardstock. Must try that. And then as a H, I used an old colour board as well. This is my notes if they help at all. And then Melinda goes down assistant.
I hope that didn't move before. Oh, I don't think it did. Okay, let's try again.
Melinda said my basket looks rather empty.
That looks really nice just like that, to be honest.
And
very pretty.
Kaza said note scratch that I have written notes for foil embossing folded designs, also the negative and just foiling, just lost my cut foil and emboss one, sorry.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Okay, let's see how these turned out.
I need to go put my chocolate in the freezer, just so it doesn't melt. because a lot of it is in pieces. Ooh, sharp part.
So there's a little bit of over foiling, but I can run my finger over it and get a fair bit of it off. But also I have the tool, the creative detailer tool that I can fix it with. Oh, I shouldn't. Oh, that's just the. It's just Cadbury chocolate. Why do you want to melt it? Oh, with crunchy bits in it. Ew. Make your crunchy bits go soft.
No, I'll just pipe it into my mouth.
Oh dear.
I still can't break it.
Bit more over foiling on this one. So I'm going to have to play around with that and see how to get it to work. The one I really, really super want to use though, wherever I hid it from myself.
I know, you hide things everywhere.
Yes, let's get rid of these. It's right here.
I still can't break the butt though, it's really annoying.
Ow! I just pinched myself with the tweezers. Good job. Miss Assistant got a bunny and its base was so thick it wasn't funny.
You can show them.
This is the base of her bunny.
Of the first bunny.
It has so much extra chocolate in there. She's very lucky. She's got extra chocolate. But she can't break it, so she's sad.
I can't break it. But it's gonna be the last piece of chocolate I'll be eating. I've probably eaten about 1 and a bit of my bunnies. Because they're all combined and I can't tell which one's which bunny anymore.
So when you're just foiling, you're supposed to be able to do it straight on the mat. But I'm pretty sure I need shims just because of how old my machine is.
And you haven't used it for so long?
No, this machine. Cutterbug. Okay, now are these pages big enough? Oh, they are. Happy days.
Do you want me to get you new colours?
Sure, what colour would you like me to do these flowers? Big panel of flowers. Is that the right box? No. That's the wrong box. I've already lost the box. Box down.
I can't help you there.
So Miss Assistant picked Sea Breeze.
Ow.
And this is another one that I haven't used yet.
Bye, chocolate.
For those who don't know, Spotlight is getting rid of all of their GoPress and foil stuff. So everything is cheap. They have dies for $7 and $12 and their foils, what they have left is all $2 each.
I don't know, it was just a random thought.
It's not coming till tomorrow. We're getting a microwave tomorrow. Our microwave decided it did not want to work anymore.
I wanted to eat veg, didn't let me eat veg. I was mad. Not to mention I was in the morning I think too. So I was, oh, there's a bag there.
So we'll let that all heat up.
Now still that blanket that's behind you.
No, because I'll probably use it if I get too cold. You go and get one of your blankets instead of stealing my blanket.
Okay. I was only asking just so I didn't have to go upstairs and not come back down. I'm joking.
You've got to come back down. I need your help. Oh, now I've lost the box. Can you see a box? Is it over that side?
Okay, cat. Here you go.
Thank you.
What the hell's on my foot? Oh, tennis racket. The mini green one that we...
Yeah, I see that. Okay, let's see if this works just on its own, which I don't think it's going to, but we'll see. There's only one way to find out. I wanted this die as soon as I saw it. Foil stamp. But I think it's something like $40 or $50 here. But the lady who was selling them all on Facebook was selling them for $10 each. So it was mine. I bought a bunch of glimmer plates off her. All my glimmer plates, I think, came from her all at the same time. So it looks like we've got something. Could definitely use a shim. It's foiled most places alright, but it could use just a smidge more pressure. So I'll do that again. Can I have another colour?
Tell me a colour. Oh.
Any colour.
Name it. What colour? Just name a colour.
Is that big enough? That one's not white enough.
I'm not. Okay. Oh. No, not that one. That's chocolate.
That's not wide enough. Because the reason some of my colours are not wide enough is because they are Australian size cardstock and this is an American size foil plate. So different size cards we make. Can you just pull something? Is that Phantom Purple? Cool. I want to see what this looks like. This is another new one.
Oh look, I pulled out all new ones.
I need to make swatches of them all too.
You have some of them that are swatched.
Yeah, no, I have to work out what's swatched and what's not. So I can make
Swatches
new
in
swatches.
There. Well, you can. They're in there. I just don't know where the dye's for.
It's over here.
Oh, they can. You can do that as well. Swatch some of them. Also brought my squishies in.
So we've got Phantom Purple.
I'm nice and warm now. Hang on, I'll tell you. This is how you know when I'm nice and warm. You can't see me anymore.
I'm trying to work out where the dye is.
What? What do you mean where the dye is?
Because I cut the... There we go.
Well, because you cut them in feathers.
No, because I cut the... No. I'm talking about the one I was trying to put the foil on it. Oh, shims. We need shims. My shims are getting a bit wrecked. I think I need to make some new shims soon. Okay, I'm just going to stick the shim on the top this time. I have so many dyes. I have this background spotty one now.
Melinda said pretty flowers.
I have this Oh Happy Day one. And
No,
we're ready to go.
Because you own no rights to it. Still don't see. Didn't see.
No, it's not over yet.
Still, I didn't see. I know what I'm going to do. Animal Crossing. Cold War.
Okay, let's see how we've gone. Hopefully we got a better impression this time. Better. It could still use a little bit more pressure. I'm wondering if I can just straight up use the thin shim. So that's what I might try next. thin gem, but I don't know where I put the tweezers. Okay.
I have an idea for a giveaway.
Oh my goodness. I didn't write the names down for the last giveaway.
What?
I've got to write the names down for the last giveaway. I haven't done it yet. Slacking.
Well, I have an idea
What?
for a giveaway. Put a riddle in.
Riddle me this.
Like the one that I have here.
I don't need the shim.
Like the
I'm just
one
going to try the thin shim and see if that works.
like I have here.
So we'll put the
This
purple
riddle.
away for now.
The one that I'm doing. The one that I'm pressing on these. It's funny.
And Miss Assistant can grab another colour out.
Oh. Tell me a colour.
I don't know, what colour haven't we used yet?
I don't know.
I'm definitely getting good pressure now. It may be too much pressure, so we'll see.
Well, you've used gold. You've used that one.
That gave me a worse impression. Well, that didn't go very well. Maybe I need to change the lid because I'm still using the cutting lid. So I might change the lid over to the embossing lid.
That might be smart.
But the question is, where did I hide it?
I don't know.
Right beside me.
Oh, hang on. Melinda said that one will be nice watercolour over the top of me.
Yep. I can't wait to try that. I should actually have grabbed some watercolour paper, but I kind of decided last minute to do a live. And so nothing was prepared. Well, that didn't.
There you go.
Oh, I need to practice putting the lids on.
And that's
I'm trying not to burn myself.
Bella said I don't have a foiling machine, but they seem pretty fiddly. Not sure I'd have the patience for it.
I think it's mostly because my Cuttlebug is so old. So it's not working as well as it could. Because I have had a lot of good results with it as well. So I didn't, the same time I did that video, I did foiling after it as well. And had lots of good results, but I'm just not, doing very well today. Now I've got the hiccups.
Skull water.
I don't want to skull water. So now we've got red. Which red? Did I make that big enough? Just maybe. This is rose red mirror finish.
Melinda said that might be my problem too. My Cuttlebug is older than Alexa's life.
My Cuttlebug is older than Alexa's too.
Just
just wide enough. These are also glimmer plates, so it might be just a case of trying to get the right amount of pressure for them as well. So I'm just adding an extra one piece of cardstock just in case. Better to have too much than not enough.
I was already one step ahead.
I really should try this in my e-bosser. It has somewhat decent pressure.
E-bosser? Oh, the machine out there.
Yes.
That I haven't heard in so long. Which, I mean, that's a good thing.
I don't know if I left that long enough. I probably should have left it a little bit longer. Okay, so I feel lots of pressure. Trying to go slow. My Cuttlebug is a little clunky. It doesn't run smoothly through there anymore. As I said, it's super old. But I have seen people with newer big shots just run it straight through and have no issues. Well, it's definitely done something because I can see the impression on the lid. Oops. And we've missed a section again. I actually had better pressure without the metal shim. And with just some cardboard, so we'll go back to that. Oh, that's hot.
Yes, don't burn yourself. Hey, I can get my first try there.
That one's pretty good, so I won't use that one.
Yes, I am.
I need a scrap piece of cardstock. There we go. There's a scrap. So I'll use these two bits of scrap. I'm determined to get the glimmer foil plate to work in my... And then I need to remember to write stuff down. I've lost my pencil and my scissors. I'm doing good. There we go. There's scissors.
Well, these are my numbers for me playing Skipper right now. 6, 6, 6 and 6. I'm not having a go this time. I've already gotten 2 cards out, so I should be fine.
Okay. One more time. And if I can't get the glimmer plate to work, I will switch back to using... Ouch, ouch, ouch. Stay down. It won't stay down. It keeps curling up.
Melinda said, have you tried using the waste and getting it to stick to
Yes.
cards? Yes.
I have.
There you go.
Now I'm scratching up all the foil because I can't get it to stay down.
I need a 1. That's all I need is a 1.
Okay, let's just do it this way.
I have a 6. You want a 6? Oh, thank you. I just got another 6.
Now I've hidden the pieces I was going to use as shims for myself. Oh, there they are. So let's let that heat up good and proper. And if this doesn't work, I'm going to have to play around with this a bit more, and I'm going to actually switch back to the hot foil stamps and see if I can get them to work, because it could be that I just need extra shims for the Spellbinders glimmer plates. But I have some nice big GoPress and foil dies as well, so I'll grab this out while it's...
Does anyone need a 6? 5 of them. 5 literally.
Okay, normally I actually, I might stick that on there for a minute. Get it to heat up a bit.
It's the one that I was writing out to you instead.
Normally I would blast this with my heat tool and try and get the sticky off that way, but because we're live, I won't subject your ears to my noisy heat gun.
Yeah, I can hear that from my room sometimes.
My quieter heat tool is not plugged in. So. Actually, I was thinking I could just leave it on this anyway and use that as a shim underneath. So I might just leave it on there and try it. See if we can get it to work.
You know how I sing that cup of coffee song? No.
Oh. I need to trim this off. Slowly, slowly, slowly.
Yes! Oh my goodness. I asked for a 5. The person had a 5 in their stack. And that person put their 5 out. But I just got a 5. Super annoying.
I always forget to go slowly. I have an inclination to make it go fast. Let's see how we go this time. The foil curled back up, so I've got some foiling over the edge as well, but much, much better. There's only one tiny little bit here that hasn't foiled properly, so I'm thinking 3 fresh shims. So my shims were from really old from the last time, and I probably foiled about 50 things at that time, so they've been well and truly compressed, but I'm thinking 2 to 3 new shims and we'll be good to go. It's only that tiny little bit that didn't foil. So I need to write that down. I need a pencil. My kingdom for a pencil.
Goodness.
Is there one in this smaller box? No, but there's pens. That will do. Okay, so glimmer plate, foil, foil, cardstock, 2 to 3 shims.
Melinda said, found a pen. Will that do?
Okay, I'm going to take that one out now and see if we can get. Oh, I really want to try. Oh, I had that other one out. Hang on. I'm losing it now. I've lost that one that I pulled out. Here it is over here.
Do I need to find you a different colour?
Sure.
Tell me a colour.
Green? We haven't had green yet. Pick a pretty green. Oh.
Well, we have this green. We have this green. Actually, I have this green. We have that green, not that green. This green.
Okay, so we're going with green, and this is acting as one shim underneath. Again, it's a new one. Is this the Christmas green?
Yes. Melinda says purple with pink spots.
I'm not sure we have quite that, but we have something spotty somewhere. It's the rainbow one.
And you have flakes. You have pink with flakes.
Yeah, that's pretty. Now, I didn't really measure this, so let's hope this is big enough.
I like this right there.
Just.
How about this one? profile minute.
Okay, now oh, maybe on brown. Let's find a brown cardstock. So this cardstock has a flat side and a textured side. So I'll try it on the flat side.
Yes, I'm happy now. Thank you, person who ever put the 4 there.
And then where to hide my shims? Beside me. We know it needs shims because it's the old cuddle bug. So we'll let that heat up. You should get it out. Use it. Use it or lose it. No, just use it. I only had one issue with my machine, and it's that this bottom bit down here doesn't heat up, which if you're trying to line things up makes it a bit hard. But that's the only problem I've had. And there are ways around it. Instead of trying to foil one panel, you could just foil the bits you need and then cut them out and stick them down to make edges and things. But the GoPress 2 is supposed to be somewhat better. So when they had it on sale at Spotlight, I lay-byed one. Thankfully it's not due out yet. And I also lay-byed. I said that ages ago and you heard me say it. I also lay-byed 2 blades for the scan and cut, but I lay-byed the wrong ones.
Well, Mama said I have lost it. It's in a box somewhere. After I had to pack up the craft stuff, you didn't tell me about that. So, oh damn! Somebody in trouble.
Well, don't look on Spotlight then. They have all the foils for $2. I haven't tried my foil quill yet either. Oh, now I have all the foiling options. I can foil everything.
Which isn't fun.
Miss Huffy over there. But Melinda, you already have a GoPress and foil. I didn't think you'd want another one. I thought I was the only one silly enough to buy another one. But I have a plan. It's so that I can because I'm going to use both. It's so I can hot swap them. So long as they both plug into the same version 2 base, then I'll be able to hot swap them. So I won't have to wait so long for one to heat up while the other one's doing its thing. So I can just have one on the go and the other one will be heating up, if you know what I mean.
Melinda said, I know, but I hate that their postage is like $12 or $14. But
have you got honey? If you have honey, when you go on the website, there is a coupon code for $10 off. So you basically get your postage for $1. Now, I didn't get it quite at where it should be, but I can trim this side off and make it look decent enough to still use it. But I got a perfect foil.
Bella said that, oh wow, that's a pretty one.
So I guess it's the spellbinders that I'm having issues with because they are the glimmer plates. They must be a slightly different thickness. But also it's a matter of dialing in what shims you need because... Oh, pardon me. Because...
Oh, hang on. Before you say whatever you're going to say. Melinda said, what is honey? I only know bee honey.
Okay, just type honey into... which browser do I use for honey? I use honey in Firefox, but I think they have a Google extension as well.
Yes, they have a Chrome extension. It's on my computer.
Yeah, so it's a browser extension And if there's coupon codes for things, it will find it. It's not as good for us as it is for Americans. I mean, they have coupon codes for everything. But some websites we have, it will find the coupon codes for you and give you a discount. I always use it when I order from scrapbook.com because I can often find a 10% off coupon to stack on top of whatever discounts they're giving at the time. Not that I can buy anything from there at the moment just because our dollar's so cruddy, but every little extra discount helps. I love honey. But yeah, when I did my last order, there was a $10 off coupon. Tried. So yeah, so I didn't pay postage on it, and I got like, I don't know, 4 or 5 packages. Didn't pay a cent in postage. Let's see if I can try this again and try and actually get it lined up properly.
Do you want a different colour?
I'm going to do green on green.
No.
No? Why? I think it'll look nice.
Okay. My neck. That's cracking neck.
So I actually cut all my cardstock in quarters, sort of. But I think it might actually be better to have your cardstock a little oversized so you can cut it down to whatever you need it to be a bit better.
I really do reckon that you should do a riddle as a giveaway. Let's see. You can answer the riddle. Like the one that I showed you. I reckon I'll take this one.
Okay. Now, I watch a lot of Scrapbooking Made Simple, and she said even though this light is on, once you've put everything in, you should let the light go off and come back on again just to make sure it's wholly heated up. If it stays on for a couple of minutes, then you know it's fine. But generally, you need it to heat through all your layers.
Do you want me to show you the riddle?
I think it's just honey.com, but I don't...
Yes, it's honey.com.
Yeah, so it's just honey.com. But
even if you just look up honey, they'll know what you mean.
They used to have a phone app as well, but they don't have it anymore. So I often forget that I need to switch to buying stuff on my phone, on my laptop rather than my phone, because I don't have honey on my phone.
Do you want me to tell you the riddle?
Miss Assistant has a riddle.
Oh,
Talk loud.
You have to find the riddle. You have to find the riddle.
She's finding the riddle.
You have to find the riddle. Okay.
So instead of going through twice like I did last time, I'm just going to try it with the... I've gone through and back once.
What's this riddle? It's an egg riddle.
Ah, anybody who has Facebook will know the answer to that.
Oh.
Hopefully.
So many people
Let's see if
do.
I did this better this time.
Let me do that first.
And you said it wouldn't look good on green. Miss Assistant doesn't like it. I think it looks really nice. At least I got it all on this time. I didn't miss the edge.
Do you want to read the riddle?
Okay, I'll read the riddle.
Haha.
I have 6 eggs. I broke 2, fried 2, and ate 2. How many eggs do I have?
I got the answer as soon as I read it. So I keep saying it all over Facebook.
Okay, what have I got in my bag of tricks?
I don't know. But what's the
Oh, I
answer?
have this really pretty one. This is a
Is that?
La Petite Jardin.
But did they foil that in blue?
Yes, they did foil that in blue.
So,
I love how a lot of their packaging actually comes with it foiled, so you can see it.
So should I do a blue?
This is just an embossed die.
Do I do it in blue?
So you can do it. Pick a colour. Pink, maybe.
Is it dark blue?
It doesn't have to be the same.
You only have 2 pinks.
Something that'll look nice on that.
Oh.
What about blue green iridescent? They were. My box was color coded.
Blue green.
Right there.
This one.
Yeah. Oh, I broke a nail.
That's that one.
Oh, that's pretty. So we've got some blue green iridescent.
Kaz got it right. Kaz got it right.
Okay, so we've got this blue green iridescent. I hope I've cut it wide enough. And then I have some, this is glossy cardstock.
Now I feel like I want to go find more riddles. I don't know.
And I'm going to add the shims and close it up.
Yeah, but there's still four.
Miss Assistant, can you see the nail clippers, please? I need to fix my nails so it doesn't catch on everything. They're in the little box up there. If you're wondering about the colour under my nail, if you saw my live the other night, I was using the Viviva colour sheets. Not a fan.
Night, Bella.
Good night, Bella. I accidentally scraped one of the colours and it's magenta and it's under my fingernail and I can't get it out. And then the golden ochre colour is very powdery, so if you touch it, happen to accidentally touch it when you're flipping pages, it gets all over you.
You put the nail onto the table.
Oh well.
And I scratched myself somehow, now it hurts.
Okay, fixed nail. Somewhat fixed for now, so it won't catch on everything. So I'm looking forward to trying out the peerless watercolour, but actually I can see where I put them from here. But I remember when Miss Assistant and I were looking at them, they were not getting all over my fingers. I took them out of the packet and I didn't have fingers full of colours, so that's a plus.
Wait, what?
The watercolour sheets that I got ages ago that were in that packet.
I don't remember. That tells you how much I pay attention.
So this is a very fine detail one.
Oh. I got it in the box without it going everywhere. Have you noticed something that I haven't done in like a week?
Is this a trick question? Oh wow, that is stunning.
Is that mirrored?
Oh, how pretty is that? I'm happy now because I've got this. We've got this one dialed in and working.
Probably not. I probably won't pay attention if you mention chocolate. Depending, wait, hang on.
Okay.
Wait,
now,
depending what chocolate it is.
where's my list? I've lost my list now because we've got some pretty things. I've got some pretty things and I need my instructions. And I've hid them from myself again. Oh, here they are over here.
I haven't played the PlayStation.
Ah, leftovers.
Leftovers?
Cardstock foil. Okay, somebody did it this way. So they did, let's grab some foil. We can trim off the excess at some point. Will it fit that way? Yes, it will. So I'm going to cardstock foil, thick metal shim. I do know how to do this another way if this fails. Thick metal shim, and that's it. That's all they say to do, so I'll try that. I'm not commenting on that one. She was saying she hasn't played PlayStation for a week.
That's something I haven't done. I could change that right now. But
You'd have to make sure the volume was off.
I can't be bothered.
So now I've got foils everywhere. Let's put this green one away.
And then at the same time, I'll probably fall asleep.
Christmas green.
You can pass me the green, the green, gold, right, whatever one you want. My ankle hurts.
So we'll get that one put away. What's that one?
You might
Rose
need,
red mirror.
You might need a separate thing for all your extra parts.
What extra parts?
All these at the back ones.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're getting destroyed.
One thing I've learnt is you either need a container that you can put your offcuts in to leave them flat, or you need to foil them right away. Because otherwise they get ruined very fast.
These are probably ruined.
So I'm not sure if this is going to work without a shim, purely because, again, of how old my Cuttlebug is. So we'll try it without a shim first. And then we'll see what happens. Oh, hot plate, hot plate.
Yes, it's going to be hot.
So, no, definitely not.
What are you trying to do?
And I'm foiling on the wrong side of the paper, so that went well.
I'm puzzled. What are you doing?
Ah, yowza. Burning my fingers.
Well, it is going to be hot.
So we'll add a couple of shims.
Oh, what one's... Oh, no. Oh, lucky
My
I'm...
fingers.
At least I'm not playing the competitive one.
Okay, let's try with a couple of shims. It probably won't do very well because it's already partially foiled, but I just thought I would see if I could work out what it needed and then go back and do a different one. Oh, all the dies are going to fall down in a minute because everything's shaking all over the place. Better impression that time, but it's still peeling off in some spots. But that is probably partially because of the type of cardstock it is. The easiest way to do this, though,
Should I be worried?
is to grab your tan mat.
Drink time. Well, for me.
So I'm going to grab this big green piece. I'm going to add the tan mat on top. And then let that heat up all the way through. And the tan mat was pretty cold, so let it heat up for a minute or two. But I know it works because I've done it. I know that I can do the embossing folders because I've also done them, but I chose the wrong embossing folder last time. And don't choose one with words or numbers on it because you can't choose one that will look weird backwards. You need to choose flowers or lines or something that it doesn't matter if it's the wrong way around.
Oh, I can get rid of all my thingamajiggies.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Skippo!
Oh, and if you're wondering about the speckled look of my Cuttlebug, I had just cleaned it, and then we did one of the alcohol ink videos, and this is what happened. I got it everywhere.
I had nothing to do with that one.
If I can ever find one of the, I think it needs more shims. If I can ever find one of the Tim Holtz tools super cheap, I will grab it instead of using my one for my markers, just to see if there's a difference. But I'm not going to pay the full price for it, just to test it out when the other one works.
I'm keeping it.
Okay, give me it. Oops, oops, I forgot to put
What did you do?
cardstock between. There should have been another piece of cardstock, but it's mostly worked. So let's stick that back down. Stick that back down.
Interesting. Okay. Crafty said, yes, I found the best embossing folders I've been using were really even patterns. My zigzaggy one that's all over
Oh no, I've got this wrong.
awesomely, and it's
No,
even
no.
all the way.
I think. Are we good?
Well,
Yes, we're good.
I can't speak.
I do have some beside me, so I can have while that's doing its thing.
Oh.
I have some butterflies. Which could be fun. I have cogs, which are always fun.
Cogs. Trains. That's the first thing.
But is that going to fit? Yep, that'll fit. Sweet.
Oh, I know what colour you're going to do now.
And
'Cause
some
you're doing
flowers.
Because you said cogs, so I'm going to get this one out. You do this one for cogs.
Chocolate mirror.
Yes. Because it's cogs. Why not?
Okay. I'm going to run this through now and see if we get the proper impression.
It's the chair, if you can hear the squeakiness.
So it's all about figuring out what your machine needs, and I forgot to write down my instructions last time. So if you're playing with your machine, Melinda, grab out your pen and paper and write down how many shims you need to get to make things work. But also, there's a couple of really good channels to watch. The Gentleman Crafter, I got a lot of info from him. No, I still didn't get it to stick it down. So I've seen people run it back through and get the excess bit that hasn't stuck down to stick, but I never seem to be able to get it to stick down. But I can still use this piece. I can just stick a piece of cardstock through the middle and have my sentiment or whatever on it, and it will still look nice. So I'm not too mad about it. It's all learning.
And I'm not again.
Okay, so we've actually got a piece of rubbish that can go in the bin now. Now, where did, oh, I was just using my instructions, so let's pull my instructions out. Now, what are we looking at? Embossing folder. It's the regular metal shim. I might actually grab a new one.
Melinda said I don't write anything down.
Me either, and I should have just written that down. I should have even rewatched the last video because, you know, I worked out a lot of stuff in that. So I'm going to use a flat one so I have a nice flat surface.
Kaza said my colour book is about 15 years old too. Still works great though.
Yeah. Touch wood, because I hear all these horror stories about big shots breaking after a few years, and now they're not making cuddle bugs anymore, which makes me sad. So I don't know, everybody loves big shots, but I just hear all these horror stories about the cogs going in them after a little while. I've not owned one, so I can't say. Okay, there are a few little scrapes on this one already, but that's all right. And I've got a piece of cardstock. Now we're going with the cogs, and this is the cog side. So we get ourselves a piece of cardstock. I think we want a brown. I have different colours. Maybe craft. Craft would look nice. I had these all in colour order, but I think I've messed it up a little bit. So I've got some craft in here. What's this brown look like?
I said I brought a cherry machine. It's great because you can adjust the height for anything to go through it, and it does A4 size.
I feel like I'm doing something wrong.
I don't know. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think I might actually swap which way I'm doing this.
I have 7 more cards left in my deck.
Just because I want to put a piece of cardstock on top or paper or something so that the excess foil isn't going to get on anything. So I really should have cut some new shims down, but I didn't. And if you can hear creaking, that is my chair. So I've just grabbed an A4 sheet and I'm going to fold it in half and have a new shim.
Sleep time.
And then shut up the lid and we'll see how we go.
So I can read it.
Although I don't think I'm supposed to use this plate now that I've thought about it.
I know.
I think I'm supposed to use the Cuttlebug plate. So we'll try this one. I think I saw 2 different instructions for this.
I don't know.
So embossing folder. No lid. Yes, I definitely saw no lid. So we'll try it this way, and if it's too thick, I will swap to a Cuttlebug lid. It is a little tight, but then I do also have a double shim in there.
Dang, all I need was a 7.
At least it being a little tight is forcing me to go slowly.
I do get 5 cards. Yes.
Timber! Everything's falling down. Oh, there goes all my cardstock.
5 cardstock.
Oh dear. Oh, okay. So we've got something.
Oh wow, it's almost 11 o'clock.
Not quite there, but I still like that. That's very distressed looking. I'd use that.
What? Is this cogs?
Yes. So need to go again.
So I chose good.
This it made an impression. It also made an impression in the plate, so you would think it would
Come off.
have worked all right. So I'm going to do it in reverse order this way, the way they tell you to do it. I lost the foil down the side. Everything's fallen off. Because my Cuttlebug is so jittery, it just...
Moves everything.
Yeah. It causes a lot of vibrations and everything just falls off.
Yeah. Oh, I only have 4 more cards left. Then I come first. No. Cousin said I emboss my cardstock first and then I do the foiling.
Ah. I think, let's try this way so it gets nice and hot.
I'm nice and comfy now. you should go look. Huh? Hang on.
You just stole my view.
Oh. Can you read that?
Oh, too far away. You're gonna drop my laptop.
No, because it'll fall on my legs before it will fall on you.
It's not heated all the way through yet. I can feel
There you
that.
go.
Oh, hopefully.
Do I keep it like that or do I face it back to me?
You'll have to let me know if it's art.
All I gotta do is this.
Okay, let's try it this way, and then if it doesn't work, I will take the lid off and switch to the Cuttlebug lid. Which is actually what my instructions said to do. There is a quick fire video. I'm not sure if it's Couture Creations. There's about a 13 or 14 minute video that has a lot of techniques in it very fast. So this one's quite tight.
Do you need my muscles?
Bit of a workout. Probably need a bit of a workout. Okay, let's see if this one worked better. I put the... No, I didn't put the plate down the wrong way. Okay, so we've got more pressure this way. It foiled, overfoiled. So
What do you mean it overfoiled?
that way is better, but I probably only need one shim.
What do you mean it overfoiled?
So I will switch folders.
What do you mean it overfoiled?
There's extra foil here,
Oh yeah, I see
Yeah.
a little bit.
which I can rub some of it off. Or, hang on, that bit's not overfoiled. Yeah, it is. Or I can just leave it. I like it like that. It doesn't bother me too much. I'll swap folders. Where did I put all the folders?
No help. Right this second.
I'll grab a floral one. And let's get this put away.
You should see how much battery you have.
I can't look.
I know.
Can
No
you
one
look?
can. Well, I can't unless I use the chair, but the cat's staring at me very creepily. Literally.
So I'm going to grab some of this pretty rainbow. So I'm thinking that the first one wasn't heated up enough. I didn't wait long enough. So, oh, that's really
What's the Sats Ace?
Now I'm going to grab some cardstock.
Oh look, now she's looking at something else very quickly.
Okay, now I need to work out. Okay, that's the... Nope, I made a mistake.
Elisa wasn't me.
It's going to foil the wrong way. I keep going to do it the same way too, so it's like, I don't learn.
Some people won't. I don't. Clearly. I do better face to face.
Okay, let that heat up again. So we're making progress. I should be writing things down.
You know what's gonna suck?
What did I do before?
I don't know.
The negative. I used thick shim, cardstock foil, 2 to 3 shims.
Yeah.
What's been... Oh.
Yeah, it said, well, it said that's ace. You know what's going to suck for me?
What?
Doing a whole term online.
Right, we'll run this one through now.
Which is going to be really mean.
Definitely a shoulder workout.
I'm comfy now. Oh, it's my turn. I can finally get my cards out. 8.
What's the matter, kitty cat? You're looking at something very weirdly.
Yeah, no, she was looking at me weirdly before. Which is very creepy. Creepy. You know what I mean.
She gets very mad when I do not have a dedicated space for her when I'm crafting. She usually sits to the side. I usually have to keep one side cleared off so she can sit down, but she went and laid straight in the chair earlier, so I was able to take up all the space for a change. Okay, let's see if this works.
Okay. 1, 2. Oh.
That's really pretty, but it hasn't foiled all the insides. And I think it's because this piece already has the impressions in it.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's pretty cool. I have an idea.
Yes, I won. I'm sorry.
So I'm going to fold another piece of paper over, but I'm only going to use one of them just to catch the extra foil. And then I'm going to take 2 pieces of cardstock. I don't think, do I have any white left?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm thinking is it's making such a deep impression that maybe if I take 2 pieces, then it will foil one
Well, do you want to
and emboss the other.
Do you like?
I will in a minute.
I'm doing a puzzle.
One thing I don't like is that my rainbow foil has these bands on it, which I don't know if that is affecting the foiling or not.
I don't know. That's the artist thing. You want to change thing you do.
So we go foil. No, I'm doing it wrong again. I had it right the first time.
I know I was missing a piece. There and there.
Foil, which I should have cut just a little bit bigger. And I'm actually going to grab my Cuttlebug plate, which is very old and beat up.
Yeah.
There is... Oh, I forgot.
Come back here. I'm going to watch TikTok.
We need that one. So now I'm going to heat that up. Still turned out really pretty. But there is several ways to do this. You can use this as well, which I think actually, if you get the shims right, gives the best impression. But I didn't watch that video before I did this.
Kitty cat, here comes kitty cat.
I think my old instructions are in here somewhere.
There's the kitty cat. Bye bye kitty cat.
Well, I thought I had the old instructions, but I've misplaced them again. The only problem with my Cuttlebug shim is that it's really old. Maybe I should use the new one so it's flat. Touch wood again. I have never, ever broken a Cuttlebug plate. That is still my original plate. I don't know how it still works, but it does. not even hot. Nope. Needs to go longer. It's not hot. That's got stuff in it. I've lost the box again.
What box?
The blue.
It's probably over there.
We're starting to get hot all the way through now. I am just going to have a drink of water. Otherwise I'll start croaking or coughing.
Do you know how you make the elephant toothpaste? Like in science?
No.
It's like
What is elephant toothpaste?
it's like you mix dish soap, hydrogen peroxide, and yeast or something, and like it foams up and it goes like out of whatever you're doing it in.
I'm doing this the hard
on
way.
top.
That has no pressure whatsoever. I do not like that.
And this
Okay.
guy did it. He shook the bottle, came back, opened it. It exploded everywhere. Put it in the kitchen. Exploded in the sink, and it's gone everywhere again.
Let's try. Let's try the thick shim. But I probably should have taken a couple of shims out. Yeah, that's probably not wise. Okay. Oh, I just got zapped. Ah!
It's going to smell weird. Unless it's meant to smell like lollies, but okay.
What?
It's starting to smell weird.
What's starting to smell weird?
That. I can smell lollies melting.
You're strange. I can't smell anything.
I'm not strange. You're strange.
Yeah. So are you.
Isn't everyone though?
Just a little. Okay. So I'm just going to add some extra pressure with a shim. Why is it flashing?
Here comes Kitty Cat.
Ah, there we go. It wasn't pushed in properly. Say hello to everyone, Kitty Cat. Don't bite me. And then pretend you're just licking me. You're a brat.
Attack.
She went to. This is what I put up with every day.
Somehow,
I generally get bitten about once a day at least.
but then there's me who just doesn't get bitten or get attacked.
I meant to feed her before we started the live, so she's actually hungry and mad at me.
I'm out.
I just forgot to feed her. So I was too busy watching videos to try and refresh my memory on how to do all of this, and then cutting a bunch of cardstock and trying to get my phone to charge properly, which I have no idea how long its battery it's got. How long have I been streaming for, Miss Tiara? How long have I been streaming for?
Like 109 minutes.
Ow! Okay, this is really thick now. If this doesn't work, I think it's the shims. It's all about the shim. The tan mat. Oh, I've got to come back this way. I don't know if you can. Yeah, you can't see where the cat is, but she's mad because she just got hit with the cuddle bug. Come on, out you come. Oh, I feel some overfoiling is definitely going to happen here. Mischief! well, heck. I just can't seem to get this one to work. So let's get rid of all of that. Well, actually, we still need one piece of paper. Do we have any yellow?
Angle changed.
Oh, what happened? How the heck did that happen? Nobody's touched the phone. That's really weird. Sorry, guys. Miss Assistant's supposed to be paying attention.
But I'm not.
Okay, that's still not far enough zoomed in.
Oh.
Well, I don't know what's going on here.
That's too far in.
Yeah, I'm trying to very slow. Well, too far out. How's that? Well, sorry if I'm making people dizzy.
Not making me dizzy. I did pre-warn you. Sorry.
Thank you. Somebody's laying in my seat and has kicked everything towards me, so there's been an avalanche. There's been an accident. Okay. Now, I've got the foil. I need foil. Here, we'll just try this green foil because that's what I've got open beside me. Again, I cut it too short, but that's all right. I'll just end up cutting the piece out that I want. Now I'm using the right side. I'll take this shim out for now, just because I don't want it to be too thick. And I actually should plug it in. Green flashing light means it's not plugged in. So I've been using lots of foil, but there's still heaps and heaps of foil left. It goes a very long way. There's 5 meters on a roll. I probably should get some more from Spotlight while they're $2, just because I have the foil quill as well. But I'm not sure if I can use the foil quill in a live. I might be able to if I send all the images to the scan and cut before I foil. Okay, I'll move all of this. I'll move all of this. There you go. Have your spot. But if you bite me, you're in trouble. No, I just moved everything and she ran away. Typical cat. Okay, in the bin. Get everything out of her way, and then she doesn't want to sit there. I also usually have a pillow beside me as well that she can sit on, but she only does that very occasionally, which is usually a better option for me. It means she doesn't attack me. If she sits over here beside me, she will attack me. She doesn't like my hands moving about. Okay, so let's just try this with... That's way too thick. Way too thick. Okay, so... Really should take the lid off when nothing is in there. Okay, let's just plug it back in and keep everything hot. And grab the cardboard plate again. It's up here. And see if it'll go through this time. The bats are out tonight. I can hear lots and lots and lots of bats. It just took me a minute to realise what it was. Could you hear it?
I did.
I got a vacant look from Miss Assistant. Was it an Arty package?
It's the Caddy's back.
Oh, and then the light goes out. I'm just about to pull it out and the light goes out. Okay, let's try this time. The reason I wanted nothing over there, Kitty, was so I could turn the handle. Okay, so this isn't very tight at all, so we'll have to see how this goes. Sorry, Kitty, I didn't mean to punch you in the face.
First.
Oh, she's terrible at getting under my feet too.
Oh my.
We're walking around, nice and happy, and then there's a cat. So let's see how we went this time. Nope, I've definitely not got this foiling one down, this embossing folder down. So that's going to take a lot more practice. What else is on the list? Because I don't want to waste too much time trying to do that. Well, you can letterpress, you just do it with no foil. Oh, I saw a guy do something really interesting. He took, yeah, I'll just fold this in half. So he took 2 pieces of cardstock and 2 pieces of foil. So I'll quickly cut 2 pieces of foil. So 1 foil up, 1 foil down, sandwich them together. Take out the mat. Ow, hot, hot, hot. Okay. They are 250 GSM cardstock, but they're probably not thick enough because they have it's a very weird 250 GSM. Most feel a lot thicker. Thick metal shim. And then I'm going to add some shims just because I know that my cardstock isn't thick enough and my machine's not that great for embossing. I mean, the pressure isn't that great, so we'll wait till the light comes on again.
Lost train of thought?
No. Okay, so it's heated back up again, and let's see if this works. It's supposed to give you foiled cardstock, so it feels nice and tight with those shims in there. So let's hope I can get something to work tonight. Otherwise it's back to the drawing board and I'm going to have to sit down and have a good play and try and get things to work. And then we'll come back and do this again after I've played with the machine, written down all my shims and gotten things to work, because this didn't go to plan. I was hoping I could make a bunch of sentiments and things to make cards with, but it didn't go very well. It's got the evil eye from the cat. Okay, let's see if I got it to work. Mostly got it to work. Again, I really think that, oh no, oh thank goodness it didn't stick to the bottom. That one didn't work at all. So I can't get his tips to work for that, but he is using a big shot. So I think maybe there's some variation in pressure with a big shot that is making it harder to get things to work. I don't know. I've never owned a big shot, so I don't know how that works. So I'm going to let that, and maybe it just wasn't enough heat, because it definitely felt like it had enough pressure, and maybe I should have just let it heat up a bit longer to make sure that shim was piping hot. But I don't know. I think I'm going to have to sit down and play with all my stuff, work everything out, and then we'll come back and do this again. And I'll write everything that works for me down. I have a few notes now that worked. So maybe once I get a few notes going, well, I just thought I would come on, do a live, and you could all watch me make a mess of stuff. Why not? It doesn't always go right. Most of the time it goes wrong. It's the nature of crafting and learning. Throwing things on the floor again. But the main purpose of doing this is to make your own foiled cardstock, so then you can go and die cut it. So I can die cut around all those bits and pieces and it won't be too much of an issue. Don't have the heater on tonight, thank goodness, because over here with the lights and the machine, it's quite hot. Are you going to bite me? She's looking at me. Thank you, Kaza. I'm going to have to go in a couple of minutes because my phone is below 20%. Well, it's probably around 15% now. So I need to plug it in.
Bye, cat.
Thank goodness she left without biting me. This is a good stretch of 5 minutes. Okay. Let's see if this one worked. That's better. Still a little pulling off in the middle for some reason. But that could also be because I should have used a flat piece of paper. This is embossed from the embossing folder. So again, that could just be my error. And so because most of it has foiled. So I think it's just that that shim is a bit how you going? But I can use most of that. So it's all right. Well, that was fun, mostly. And it was good to hang out with everyone. Thanks for coming and watch me fool myself and make a mess. We do have a few things that worked. Of course, that's one that didn't. We've got those 2 bits that almost worked. I'll just move the Cuttlebug out of the way. We've got some sentiments. My stars didn't work. I didn't end up getting time to try foiling that, which I will try that and work it out so that we can have a look. But I have a bunch of stuff up here that's some's worked and some haven't. Some haven't. I like that. That's really pretty. That one didn't work the way it was supposed to, but it still looks really good. And I'm going to have to watch back and see what I did to at least get that much, because that turned out pretty. Then we've got the cogs, and I'll try and use the negative of the cogs. And we have the really distressed cogs. That one that I did on the wrong side, it was supposed to be on that side, so it didn't work. But this one worked really well. I'm going to take an oval die, I think, and die cut that out, or a rectangle die, and it will look really pretty. This one's a bit distressed. That's the actual die. And then we got these 2 to foil beautifully. So I can get the regular foil dies to do what they're supposed to. I'm working on the glimmer plates doing what they're supposed to. This one almost worked. It was just one tiny little bit that didn't, which, you know, that's not too bad of an issue. And then I'm not getting the pressure, and that's my Cuttlebug. I think I need to add a strip of extra cardstock in the middle. I think it's my Cuttlebug. The pressure is better on the sides. So if I add an extra strip of shim in the middle, maybe it will work better. I'm going to try that next time. Anyway, thanks guys for joining me. Sorry we didn't get too much to work, but it's a work in progress, and I'll work on it some more, write down some stuff, and come back and try this again another time. Anyway, we are going to go before my phone dies and say thank you for watching. Say bye, Miss Assistant. Bye. Say bye. And we'll see you next time. Bye.